Hey, what's going on? It's Jordan from Just Tesla, and here is the update to the whole situation. So a lot of things have happened since buying the Tesla, and I just want to keep the whole situation updated. So here is part 2 of the update. This is up to date as I can make it right now. This is all the information I have on the situation. So if you haven't watched the original video, on day 4 of owning my Tesla Standard Range Plus, there was a storm and water leaked into the inside of the car. Quite a lot of water. I've got the videos if you want to go see it on the original video. We had a rainstorm in the UK. Since then, I've taken it back to the Tesla service center to get fixed. So I will take you where we are currently at and all the information I've got. I also want to address some criticism I have for the forums and a couple of suggestions for the community at the end of the video. It's not all bad, by the way. It is not all bad, but I'll go through by the end of the video. But to be honest, just before we get into this, I want to give you my opinion so far of the Tesla service. So far, I have felt extremely let down and frustrated. Being like a huge fan of Tesla, it's really annoying that this is happening to me. And I would never expect them to have treated me like this. Luckily, I've recorded all the phone calls, so I will play parts so you can make a judgment for yourself. But just for privacy reasons, I'm going to be disguising the voice of the calls, and I won't be saying where the calls are coming from or who or what position they have. But just to say, I don't have an issue with anyone individually. It's just a service as a whole that I've experienced. So yeah, I'm going to be going through it, and I want to talk about the importance of why we should talk about these kind of things within the community, even if you're a massive fan of the product. But let's just jump right into it. So the leak happened on the 23rd, which was a Sunday. So I did call up the roadside assistance.
Hi there, I don't know if I've come through to the right place. I've got a new Tesla Model 3 and I've just got into the car this morning and there's water leaking through the ceiling.
But I couldn't call up the Tesla service center on the Sunday because they were closed. So I called them on the 24th on the Monday. And they booked me in straight away for the very next day. So we drive down to the service center on the 25th of February and we drop the vehicle off. And I've had a very pleasant experience in the service center. Everything went super smoothly. We quickly handled everyone, seemed competent. And within around 15 minutes, we were sent on our way in a lovely Tesla P90D. So at this point, I felt extremely cared for. And everything seemed positive as expected, and we all seemed, the people I spoke to seemed confident with fixing the issue. So I was very confident at this point. So after getting back from the service center, I did send some photos of the damage through to their email, because I did say to the technician or one of the people at the service center that I had photos and videos, and they said it might help. So I sent that through straight away. So on the 27th in the morning, I received a text asking for them to speak to me in regards to the vehicle. So I thought, wow, it might be fixed already. That was pretty quick. So I sent them a phone number and I received a phone call straight away. Brilliant. The phone call went something like this.
As it stands, the technicians haven't found any water ingress whatsoever after quite extensive testing. There's still at it at the moment. Just to check a couple of things with you. When you noticed the water ingress, can you tell me much about the condition of how the car was parked? I mean,
level, yeah, level ground, yeah.
Level ground. What kind? Was it overnight or was it during the day?
Overnight. To be honest, it is quite strange because there was 2 heavy days of rain either side. That day of rain, that day was obviously, it was really heavy rain that day as well. But the other 2 days, I couldn't see any moisture inside. Sorry, but that day in particular, when I came in the morning, it was just covered inside with water all over the place.
Really? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll relate this back to the technician anyway. But as I said, as it stands, we are struggling to find. Well, it's passing all the tests. It's not letting any water through, no matter how much we're chucking at it. We've done an overnight test as well with the water left on it. So far, can't replicate it. But I'll feedback what you just.
The only thing I would say that was different about that night is it was strong wind that night.
I'll let him know. We'll see what he comes back with. Thanks, Jordan.
You received the photos I sent?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, they're brilliant.
So I was worried at this point that they might not do any work on it at all. This is how I thought it might go wrong. They might not do any work on it at all because they can't detect where water was coming from. So I thought they might have better testing than just what they said. I know they do have better testing, but whether they did it or not at that point, I don't know. They did say later that they did other tests as well, but I thought they'd have like some special machine or something to find exactly where the leak was through infrared lasers or something. But anyway, I've obviously seen the water leaking with my own eyes. I've touched the water. I've shot the video. I know where the problem was. And I know at the very least that night, water got into the vehicle through the roof. It was in the center of the roof. It wasn't on the side near the windows. It was in the center of the roof. And it was dry on one side, dry on the other side, wet in the middle. So somehow water got in the roof that night and it leaked through into the vehicle. I said to myself at this point, I drew a line in the sand. I said, I will not accept the vehicle back unless they do work on the vehicle or at very least diagnose the issue and explain why it won't be happening in the future and maybe explain what had caused it. So I drew a line in the sand for myself. I didn't say this to them, but this is what I said to myself. So because this was my first time buying something of this value, I've bought expensive things before, but in terms of a car, this is the very first thing I've ever done. I didn't really know sort of what service to expect, but because it was Tesla, I was erring on a positive outlook. I was leaning towards a positive outlook, so I assumed no matter what, we would resolve the issue. That's what I initially thought. No matter what, would resolve the issue. So just to state, in this time, I've been driving a Model S around. So I've had the Model S for a while now. So I've been driving a Model S around. I've really enjoyed driving the car, but I do miss the Model 3. I prefer driving the Model 3. But with the Model S, I've filmed plenty of content, and I've driven many enjoyable miles in it. And all the Model S videos are going to be coming up soon. The first of one will just be an initial review of a used P90D, so keep an eye out for that. But it's not like I've been hard done by at this point. Back onto the information. So I received a text message on Tuesday. This is the 3rd of March now. And it says this. It says, "Good morning, Jordan. Your car is now ready to collect from us. I have sent over an email copy of the technician's report. Please let me know when you're able to collect." So that was a bit of a surprise because in the app it says your car estimated finish time will be 8th of March. So it had a specific time as well. I think it was like 4:30 or something like that. So I thought, wow, 3rd of March, 5 days early. It's they finished it early. They finished the car early. The copy of the technician's report was sent through email. So I messaged back saying I will review the work and are they open on weekends? Because I was quite busy this week. I reviewed the PDF and it went something like this. So please bear in mind with this next video, this is me opening the PDF live. This is the first time I read the PDF. So you're probably hearing a little bit of frustration in this. I'm a little bit emotional. Yes, roll the tape.
Okay, description of work. Customer has experienced water ingress inside the vehicle. Noted on the headliner inside the vehicle and actual water showing on the seat themselves. Remove vehicle headliner to perform full inspection of the roof. No visible signs of water ingress, water staining or water droplets. The headline removed, water tested extensively from multiple angles, vehicle under water a prolonged period of time. Vehicle also sat outside overnight with a sleet. No signs of water ingress, leaks were found. Tested integrity of glass ceiling, both on testing equipment, high pressure airline device and leak detection mixture applied on all glass. Again, no indication of damage to integrity of ceiling. Aforementioned panels indicating no gaps, holes or seals. Due to the fact we are unable to fault this, the vehicle appears to be watertight. It will be returned to the customer and asked to monitor this. Correction, general diagnosis, no trouble found. I don't know if I can't even tell. So I don't even know if they've fixed the scratch. Scratch/scuff mark noted on exterior door upon delivery, located to left front door, photo attached of area. Scuff is in zone A and will require a body shop visit. Correction, general diagnosis. Don't know what that means. Concern, courtesy car, white BUE, loan form is attached. Correction, Tesla. Customer advises that auto windscrapers do not work at all. They fail to initiate movement and don't seem to detect the rain. Customer concerned about safety. Auto wipers working as designed. Could not fault. Please can this be disseminated on collection? No trouble found. I knew this would be the case. When they phoned, I knew that they would say they were unable to find a problem, so they're going to fault it. They're not going to repair it. So they've done no work to the Tesla, and now I'm over the 7-day period. I don't know what to do. So they've not fixed anything. They might have fixed the paintwork, but it doesn't seem that they have. Because first of all, I'm going to have to argue for a refund if I want a refund on the vehicle. Second of all, I'm going to be without a car for the next few months until the new Tesla Model 3 arrives. I literally don't know what to do. I'm a bit annoyed, to be honest. I'm really annoyed. There's obviously water that got into the vehicle that day. I've sent them the videos, and yeah, I don't know what to say.
That was the PDF. And that's basically the work they carried out. If I wasn't clear, basically no work was carried out, to put it simply. So straight away, I called them. So this is the call. And here we go. Roll the call.
Hi there. Yeah, I brought my Model 3 in because it was having a water leaking into the vehicle after some heavy rain, and I've just received back the service invoice asking me to accept it. It's basically saying that there's no work being carried out on the vehicle. I understand that it couldn't be found through testing, but I've sent the photos through and I've got the videos of it all coming through. So that obviously is an issue and I can't accept it, and I'm just in a bit of a pickle about what to do.
When we tested, we literally put a hose on a car and leave it, so there was constant water.
Yeah.
And we also left it outside during rain and sleet, and there's no water coming in at all. We removed the vehicle headliner for full inspection, and we couldn't see visible signs of water go through the headliner removed. We couldn't see, we tested the temperature of all the glass ceiling with obviously testing equipment, and with a high pressure airline device, leak detection mixture applied to all glass panel seams, found no indication of any damage to the integrity of the sealant or gaps or holes in the seal or seam. So we can only fix something we can fault. So with extensive water testing and physical testing, we couldn't get it to fault. I don't know whether one of the windows was open slightly when it was coming in.
No, definitely not. So the photos I've sent through and the videos I've got are right in the centre of the vehicle. Like there's no way water could get into that area. It's coming through where the rear wind view mirror is. There's definitely a fault. Like there's definitely something wrong with water getting in, and I can understand your position where you can't find that fault, but the evidence is there. Like it's definitely happened. Like I would be completely happy if there was a chance that maybe it was the window, but there's no way. It's just not a possibility. Basically, my worry is with no work being carried out is obviously I'm going to have that over my head every single time there's heavy rain or something happens.
Yeah, so I just got a bit more information because I wasn't looking after you.
Okay.
We've tested this car for 48 hours with constant water on it, both on a steady form of flow with the hose and pressure washing, and there's nothing coming in the car.
I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but there's definitely that day water definitely got in.
There's no pictures or videos attached up here.
Oh, I sent them on email. I did ask on the phone if they'd received them. I can send them through right now. I've got like extensive videos. I filmed the whole thing. Like that's what I'm a filmmaker. I'm a vlogger, so that I've been doing like filming everything.
But I mean, at this point, there's nothing else we can do.
I mean, I know there's a fault because I've witnessed it and I've seen it like firsthand. There's no way it's happened any other way apart from water getting in the vehicle. I completely understand where you're coming from, but I can't accept the vehicle back. I said to myself, I can't accept the vehicle back unless work's happened on it. And like everyone online's telling me that I should just return the vehicle, but my other worry is now that I brought the vehicle back to the service centre on I think it was the 5th day of ownership, maybe. So am I outside the warranty, the return period now, or?
I don't know. You would
So it was 3 days of heavy rain, and the day that the water got in was probably not even as bad as that rain. So I don't know what's caused why it happened that particular day.
How would we do something to it if Carl was doing a fault?
Okay, and if I send these videos and you can see that there's the faults there, is there more work that could be carried out on it, or?
No idea. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'll have to contact my manager once you send it to James and go from there.
So I left the phone call, leaving obviously even more frustrated than before. When I went to check if I'd sent them the photos that they said had not been sent, I wanted to check straight away. So I definitely sent them, but I was hopeful in sending the photos and videos to them would help in some way and provide sufficient evidence to prove there was an issue with the vehicle that day. And I quickly attached the videos and quickly attached the photos. At this point, I'm really stressed out. You know when you know for certain that something is the way it is, or something you're sure, you know 100% that there was an issue or there was a problem with the product and that you're being disagreed with. I don't know if you've ever been in this situation, but it feels so frustrating. And I think my main point on the phone should have been that the test needs to be better and more extensive. That's what I should have said, because their defense was, it's past the test, what are we supposed to do? And my thing should have been that the test needs to be better, because obviously the evidence I provided proves there was a problem. So I was eager the next day to follow up and see how the response would be. So I rang them first thing. And this is how that call went.
I just wanted to check if the footage was received and if there was any sort of update on it.
Yeah, we've received the footage and I've passed it on. I'm just waiting to hear back from my manager, because at the moment, there's nothing further we can do with the car.
Would they just review the footage just to see if there is an issue, or?
They've reviewed the footage, but the fact is, whatever happened then is not happening now. So we absolutely cannot we can't find any problem with the car.
So basically, this is my only thing, that like, if you was able to find, because I think maybe the issues resolved itself, like maybe there was a bit of seal that sealed itself. If you could explain it to me, like, so just for peace of mind, I would be so happy. Like I'd be happy to take the vehicle, obviously.
I don't know if there is any way of explaining it, because all we can do is test.
Yeah.
And we've tested everything physically, with the water, we've tested all the seals.
Yeah.
We've used the ultrasonic sensors to see if there's any kind of gap, or everything still looks fine. Don't have to prove a negative.
There was extremely heavy rain, and there's a big tree over top that would have been like constantly dripping water on, and then after that there was extremely heavy wind. And I don't know, my only other thought is, could the wind have like lifted a glass panel or something?
No, because then it would have been dislodged from the seal. If any panel was loose, any sealants did, if there was any kind of gap that water was getting into the car, that would still be there to win the car. We've extensively, constantly had water running on the car.
Has the electronics basically been checked just to make sure that there's no damage on the inside of the electronics and stuff like that?
Actually, I haven't been looking after George and my colleague. I don't know what's been checked, but I'm sure that everything would have been checked. I'll have to speak to my manager and ask him what he wants us to do going forward. Because the only thing we will be able to do is water test it again.
Okay.
But if it comes to the end of that and there's still no water ingress, we just have to review the car back. No else going forward with it.
What's going to happen from now? Is your manager going to review the footage and get back in touch with me?
I don't know. I'm going to speak to him this afternoon. Everybody's on lunch at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting to hear from him. And that's what to do. We'll give you a call later, or we'll email you or message you. We'll contact you later this afternoon and let you know.
So basically the same response as before, but the manager will be calling me back. So the footage, in terms of them viewing the footage, the person who I spoke to on the phone, it seems to have made no difference. And to be honest, it didn't look like it would have anyway. It looks like they're just sticking to their guns on this one. At this point, I'm really stressed out. I really didn't know what to do at this point. So I started exploring all options. I decided to ring the sales team because I'd had some advice from a few people online. So I rang the sales team for some advice on returning the vehicle. So they were very nice to me on the phone, lovely customer service, but really just referred me back to the delivery center. It's not something they can handle with, completely understand. They are just a sales team. But the information did help me a little. So it may be possible to, at this point, return the vehicle and purchase another Model 3. That's sort of where we got with that conversation. So I went onto the online inventory of Model 3s, and sure enough, there was plenty of Model 3s, like they'd explained. But they were selling quick. He said they were selling quick. They were selling quick. Already, the chance to swap it for a standard range Model 3 has gone. I was undecided at what to do at this point. I'm still completely undecided what to do. They seem to be point blank denying to do any repairs or to investigate it any further. But again, as a huge fan of Tesla, I was hopeful that the call later from the manager would solve it. He'd come in and go, yeah, I reviewed the footage. There's obviously an issue. I'm very sorry, sir. We're going to come and sort this car out and we're going to get to the bottom of this problem. So I waited to the close of day. They told me they closed at 5:30. So just before the centre closed out, I'm getting a bit nervous. Like, they could have called me. It was lunchtime. He was on his lunch. He was supposed to call me after lunch. Still no call, still no emails, no messages, no texts. So I ring the service centre again. And this is how that went. So this is that call from that day.
Hi there, sorry to give you a hold so long. I'm just trying contacting all the guys at the centre, and no one's actually responding to me at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take your telephone number, and if there's a message you'd like to pass on, I'll get someone to give you a call as soon as possible.
They've said they was going to call me back today already. It's fine, just leave it. Don't worry about it, pal. Yeah, thank you very much. Now they won't even answer the phone to me.
So at this point, I can't even get through to them. To ring up the UK centre, you have to give them your VIN number and your name. So when I am asking to get through to this particular centre, they know who's calling. They know it's me calling. There's about 3 or 4 people there. At this end of day, no call from the manager, no email, nothing. Moving on, we get to today. So I call up again, nice and early, and expect to get through. And this time, this is the phone call I received.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi there.
I managed to catch one of the girls in passing because she was dealing with somebody, and I said, oh, it's just a quick one, can you help me? And she said, yeah, so I just had a quick one and expect. She said, yeah, she knows your car's there, they're going to do it today, can they give you an update a little bit later?
Yeah, sorry, they're planning on doing work on it today, or?
Yeah, but she sort of, it was only a quick word in passing, so could I just let you know?
So again, they don't want to talk to me. They are looking at the car again. So this was good to hear. This was the first piece of good information I'd received. So again, as you can hear in the call, they're gonna call me up later. They're gonna get back in touch with me. So again, I was expecting a contact today, but here we are, and it's 8:30 in the evening, and they shut at 5:30. So the manager was gonna call today. They was gonna get back in touch, and again, no phone call, no emails, no update, nothing through the phone app. Again, nothing. The service is that poor that I'm not that bothered. It's not stressing me out that much anymore. I'm kind of over it. I've received really bad service, so I don't expect any better or any worse. The ideal situation is they just give me the exact same configuration, a white Model 3, Standard Range Plus, and just let me crack on with it. Let me just get on the road and drive in. Just the exact same car, just swap them. But that completely looks doubtful. So the last few nights I've reached out on forums, and there's been a few things I want to clear up quickly. So I love criticism, and I can take the comments of anything like the videos are crap or thumbnails are rubbish and stuff like that. That's valid criticism. But what I think needs to be addressed is this like blind faith in Tesla and a knee-jerk reaction to sort of accuse someone of attacking the company you like, because that's the sort of response I received from around half of the community. I was absolutely baffled by some of the suggestions. Someone said that they think I removed the glass seal and did it on purpose, and poured water down on purpose. Why would someone do that? Someone said it's because of ad revenue, and I'm trying to get attention for ad revenue. The channel is not monetized, so there is no ad revenue through this channel. There was many more silly and ridiculous comments and conspiracy theories. I know it's not isolated to Tesla, like other car companies have got water coming in. Like I went through the some of the forums of other car companies just to be fair to Tesla, and other car companies have water coming into their vehicle. But we don't want Tesla to just be another car company. We want it to be the best car company. Anyway, I want to say this. There was the other side of the community who were absolutely amazing. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all of them who were extremely helpful. And I hope to update you guys with further information on the situation. And rest assured, I'm still a massive fan of the car. Hands down, the best car I have ever driven. But so far, if someone asked me, I would say it's the worst service I have received from a car company. So let's try and make this better. Let's make this better for the new customers, and I don't want people experiencing the same stuff I've experienced. Otherwise, selling cars in the UK might be a bit more difficult if Tesla develop a bad reputation. Anyway, I might have just been the single unlucky one, and I really do hope so. But as always, I'll keep you updated on the next piece and what happens. Thank you for watching.